The mug handle, not for medieval hot beer. The shocking truth. The humble mug handle, a simple design, almost invisible, yet utterly essential. But what if its origin story is far stranger than you think? A popular myth claims the mug handle was invented specifically for hot beer in medieval Europe to save hands from scorching. Sounds plausible, right? At FactSpark, we dig deep. Is this a forgotten truth or just another historical myth? Let's uncover the fascinating reality. First, medieval Europe's drinking habits. Forget constant scalding hot beer. Beer and ale, staples for safety over water, were typically drunk cellar cool, around 10 degrees Celsius. Cellars naturally kept beer cool in summer and prevented freezing in winter. So, daily hot beer wasn't the norm. However, hot drinks existed. Mulled drinks, spiced wine, ale or cider, were popular, especially in harsh winters, offering warmth and supposed health benefits. There was even a tradition of plunging a red-hot poker into beer to warm it. So hot alcoholic drinks were part of the culture, but not always beer. And coffee? It wasn't even in Europe during the Middle Ages, only arriving centuries later via the Ottoman Empire. So the handle wasn't for coffee because coffee simply wasn't there. This means the idea of handles protecting hands from hot beer is less convincing, as beer was often cool. If handles existed, they served broader purposes. Now, the invented in medieval Europe part, completely false. The concept of a handle on a drinking vessel is ancient, far older than the Middle Ages. Drinking vessels themselves date back to the Stone Age, often handleless gourds or horns. But handles appeared early. The potter's wheel, 5000 to 4000 BCE, made adding them easier. We have one-handled ceramic cups from Iran from 900 to 700 BCE, Iron Age, and even gold cups with handles from 1600 BCE, Bronze Age, in England. Across ancient cultures, handles served various purposes: Greek kylix cups for wine, Chinese eared cups, and drinking horns. Even glassblowing, around 50 BCE, simplified adding handles to glass, often mimicking earlier pottery. So the mug handle isn't a medieval European breakthrough. Its history is a global tapestry woven over millennia, with countless variations and purposes long before the Middle Ages. Handles on ancient vessels, often for non-hot liquids, show their basic purpose was ergonomics: lifting, carrying, pouring. A general improvement, not just heat protection. While handles help grip, the material is the unsung hero for hot drinks. Early metal mugs, 2000 BCE, were terrible for hot beverages because metal conducts heat so efficiently. A handle would help, but the mug itself would still be scorching. The real game changer for hot drinks was porcelain, invented in China around 600 CE. Porcelain was thin, refined, and crucially, did not conduct heat well, making it comfortable to hold even without a handle. In medieval Europe, common vessels were wood, clay, or horn. Wooden cups insulated well. Clay cups kept drinks cool. Horn cups also stayed cool. So medieval materials often naturally reduced the need for handles specifically to protect from heat. If a material already kept drinks comfortable, the handle's role shifted to other practicalities. This analysis reveals that the material composition is a far more fundamental determinant of comfort for hot drinks than the mere presence of a handle. The handle added ergonomic benefits, but the material dictated the fundamental thermal experience. While porcelain was ideal, its widespread influence on European handled hot drinkware took centuries, driven by new beverages like tea and coffee, not just technology. So if not primarily for hot medieval beer, what was the handle's main purpose? Academic studies confirm their core function, aiding in lifting, holding, or pouring. Its form follows function. Handles made vessels easier to manipulate, improved grip, some even textured for anti-slip, and played crucial structural roles. Medieval English potters developed clever techniques to create stronger handle attachments, vital for softer earthenware fired at lower temperatures. Ensuring durability, handles also held social significance. Drinking vessels marked status. Multi-handled tiges were popular for sharing, especially during poverty or communal gatherings, making it easy for multiple people to share a single vessel, even with hot drinks. And for tankards, especially pewter ones with lids from the 14th century, the lid's purpose was hygiene, preventing dirt, straw, or spiders from falling in. Here, the handle was part of a robust design for serving liquids, not primarily heat protection. The handle's evolution was a complex interplay of functional, structural, and social needs, not just heat. Its true history responds to diverse human needs: ergonomics, durability, community rituals, and basic hygiene. Specific medieval pottery techniques for handles directly addressed material limitations, showing design is shaped by technology and craftsmanship, not just user comfort. When did burning hands truly drive handle design? Much later, with tea and coffee's arrival in Europe. Coffee only came in the late 16th century. Initially, Europeans drank it from small, handleless Turkish cups, often Chinese or Japanese porcelain. But Europe's long-standing preference for handles soon reasserted itself. Handles appeared on European coffee cups, like Meissen porcelain, around the 1710s, becoming common by the 1730s. It's in this era, especially with tea, that we find explicit mentions of burning fingers. The English, unlike the Chinese who drank tea warm, preferred it piping hot. An 18th century architect, Robert Adam, even suggested adding handles to prevent ladies from burning their fingers. So burning hands was a factor, but it's tied to the 18th century European tea and coffee boom, centuries after the medieval period. This clearly places the burning hands rationale in the context of modern tea and coffee culture, not medieval beer. The shift from handleless Turkish cups to handled European ones shows how design adapts to new products and existing cultural preferences. A blend of practical comfort for hot liquids and a continuation of European design tradition. Finally, some enduring stories about beer mugs and handles are pure folklore. Take the amusing legend of Emperor Charlemagne and the three-handled beer mug from Olin. The tale says villagers, eager to impress, kept making mugs with more handles because the innkeeper kept accidentally holding the one Charlemagne needed. This humorous story, while historically inaccurate for handle origins, highlights the importance of a good grip and shared drinking etiquette. Multi-handled tiges were indeed used in the Middle Ages for communal drinking, making sharing easier, even with hot drinks. But these are separate from the general invention of the handle for insulation. Folklore, even when inaccurate, reflects societal values, practical concerns like grip and sharing, and the human love for humorous tales about everyday objects. The Charlemagne story emphasizes the practical importance of a handle for a secure, convenient grip, and cleverly touches on social dynamics and presentation in drinking rituals. So let's deliver FactSpark's verdict. The claim that the mug handle was invented for hot beer, not coffee, in medieval Europe to help people hold hot beverages without burning their hands, is, fascinatingly, largely inaccurate. Here's the real story. Handles existed millennia before the Middle Ages, serving general purposes of holding, lifting, and pouring across diverse ancient cultures. Medieval beer was typically drunk cool, not hot, although hot mulled drinks were separate. Coffee was virtually non-existent in medieval Europe, arriving centuries later. While handles aid hot drinks, primary thermal comfort came from the material itself: wood's insulation, porcelain's low conductivity. The specific burning fingers concern and widespread handled cups for very hot liquids like tea and coffee emerged in the 18th century, long after the medieval period. The humble mug handle is a testament to human ingenuity, evolving over millennia for myriad reasons: functional grip, structural durability, social rituals, and yes, eventually, for comfortably enjoying our favorite piping hot beverages. History, as always, is far more complex and fascinating than a simple myth. And that's another truth, fact-sparked.